Downtown Houston, Texas, and the Toyota Center, the site for NBA basketball today, is a familiar face making his way. You didn't have to know, you didn't have to give Moochie a map on how to get around the Toyota Center. He has been there and done that, and he is back. Moochie Norris in uniform tonight, or today. Sorry, old habits hard to break. Not used to these day games. It's the Rockets and Utah Jazz. You got the best seat in the house. Comes your way straight up, 3 o'clock. Right here on FSN Southwest. How's it going? What's happening? Happy Sunday afternoon to you. Kevin Eschenfelder. Welcome you into our FSN studios for a little bit of a Sunday matinee. Today, Houston looks to get back in the win column as the Rockets take the floor for the first time since Wednesday, and for the first time with Mike James calling the shots at the point. Now, without further ado, let's get the ball rolling as we head downtown. Join Jeff Hagedorn. Jeff, obviously the Rockets very busy at the trading deadline. Not one, but 2 deals.
Yeah, they were very, very busy, and Van Chancellor and Bill Worrell will be along in moments, Kevin, to analyze those 2 deals for you. But I'm going to break it down for you real quickly here. Here's what happened in a nutshell, all right? And it's kind of hard to put all this in a nutshell because there was so much activity. Mo Taylor winds up being traded to New York. Then the Rockets turn around, and they send Reese Gaines, a couple of second-round picks, to Milwaukee. They then release Rod Strickland after starting in the last 2 games, and they place Bobby Sura and Andre Barrett on injured reserve. Meantime, they acquire Mike James, talented young point guard from Milwaukee, and they also get Vin Baker and Moochie Norris, the former Rocket from New York. What does it all mean? Well, short-term benefit is this. Mike James, a very talented young point guard, very solid backup, and a guy who can start for Bobby Sura while he's on the injured list. The long-term benefit is that by trading Mo Taylor's contract for those of Vin Baker and Moochie Norris, the Rockets will gain a little more salary cap flexibility in 2006. That could help them near the trade deadline next season or in the offseason in 2006. Again, Bill and Van will analyze a little further in just moments, as will Cynthia Cooper, but great job done by Rockets GM Carol Dawson. Kevin, very important ball game here today against the Utah Jazz. Rockets played this game. Hopefully they can go 10 games over 500 again, and then they really have to buckle up for March because you've got 11 road games and just 5 home games in the month of March, pretty much all of them against playoff contenders. It's going to be a real difficult road through the month of March.
Yeah, 6 of their next 7 on the road starting in Chicago. Now, just a question for you. Ultimate compliment, I guess, to Bobby Sura, the fact that you don't replace him with 1 guy, you have to go out and get 2.
Yeah, really. And Moochie's a guy who knows the system here. He feels like his second time around will be a lot better. Don't expect to see a lot of him early unless we get into a situation where there's some garbage time here tonight. I think the Rockets are looking for Mike James to be the point to start today, and then Tracy McGrady might see some action in that role once James goes to the bench. But no question, they got a great young point guard in Mike James, and Moochie Norris knows the system as well. That is the ultimate compliment to Bob Sura, who was averaging over 15.7 rebounds and 7 assists in the month of February before being injured. So no question, they needed big-time players to replace a big-time player.
Jeff, you visit with Moochie, and we'll see you back with that interview coming up just a little bit later in the show. Thank you very much.
You got it, buddy.
All right, now, of course, Moochie Norris, a fan favorite, no question about it, with this Rockets team when he played there. A lot of that had to do with the hair, absolutely, and like you said, the only lifelike hair bobblehead ever. Now, how much of the system will he really know? We talked with Jeff Van Gundy about just that.
Well, we've always been pretty simple, so, we're not going to, we're just going to do what we do. And he probably doesn't know every single call, but that's all right, too. We'll figure it out as we go along and sort of throw him into the fire, just like when Sura came back the first time. In some ways it's good. You don't even think about it. You just put a guy in there and you go.
Now, after winning their first 7 games of the month of November, after winning the first 7 games in the month of February, I should say, the Rockets have lost 2 in a row. That said, Rockets have been rock solid since a very tough first month of the season. In fact, Houston 17-8 since the calendar turned over to 2005. Jazz have lost 6 of their last 7, while the Rockets have dropped 2 straight without their point guard, Bob Sura. Now, Mike James makes his Rocket debut today at the point. And for the story from the Toyota Center, we join Bill Worrell and Van Chancellor. Guys, how you doing this afternoon?
Well, we're doing fine, Kevin, and of course a flurry of activity at the trading deadline, not only for the Houston Rockets, but a lot of teams in the NBA. And the Rockets got what they went after, Coach. They needed point guards, and they got a couple of good ones.
What a great trades I think the Rockets have made since 1st of December. The latest ones are really, really good. They had to have Mike James, a guy that can do so many things, and then Moochie Norris and Vin Baker. I know Norris and James are going to help, and in time I think Vin Baker could help this basketball team, say 2 weeks from now.
Well, you know, the effect that Bob Sura had on this team, everybody knew it would be big when he got injured. They didn't know how big, but it really has been, and I think Mike James is going to pick up right where Bob left off.
It's unbelievable when you look at it. With Bobby Sura, the Rockets were, without him, they were 6-10, 4 games below 500, 13 games above 500 with him, and look at the point differential, almost 8 points a game. What a contribution Bobby Sura made to this team, but I do think Mike James will pick up that slack.
Yeah, they really will, because coming off the bench, he was second in the NBA behind Radmanovich of Seattle in points scored. Now, Mike James has a very high assist-to-turnover ratio. He can shoot he can catch it and shoot it from the three-point line.
When I looked at his stats, the two things that caught me out is his field goal percentage is very good. Look at his three-point percentage, 38%. In the NBA, with where that line is, it's just unbelievable. He can just step up, shoot the basketball so well, push the ball. I like his quickness. He sees the floor, and in screen and roll, I know Jeff's going to like that because they're constantly hunting players that can execute screen and roll.
And he's also tough. He has been in the minor leagues for a while. He's 29 years old. He doesn't want to go back. His wife, Angela, is from Houston. The kid had to spring for 100 tickets today, so you know there's going to be a little pressure on him. Now, let's talk a little bit about Moochie coming home. Moochie said they were going to have to put guards up in the stands to protect him from going up and kissing the patrons today.
Yeah. I'll say this. The Mooch man is back in town, and everybody in Houston loves it. Have you ever seen anybody, Bill, that's played basketball in Houston, has not been an all-star, has not been all-pro, but is loved like Moochie Norris?
And as you said, Ben Baker might play a little bit. Mo Taylor, they miss Mo, of course. We had a good run with Mo Taylor, Kevin, but they're not going to miss that contract where they were going to owe him close to $20 million over the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's a $10 million trade for the Rockets. Thanks very much, guys. We appreciate it. Look forward to the call of the game coming up in just a little while. Moochie Norris, kind of the Rockets version of Jose Lima, if you will. All right, time for us to take a break, but plenty more to come. When we come back, a couple of Rockets spreading the love on Valentine's Day. Our feature story's next. Let's take a look at our stat of the night. Going against these Utah Jazz, the Rockets, well, they've dropped 6 of the last 9, and it has not been an easy go when taking on the guys from Salt Lake City. Outscored by 8 points per game, as Utah scoring 99 points per game in those matchups. Kevin Eschenfelder, welcome you back to the Rockets Game Time as we continue to get you ready for the Rockets and Utah Jazz. Quick one-game stop for the Houston Rockets before heading back out on the road again. Now, it's time for tonight's feature story, and, well, I guess we should call it today's feature story since this is an afternoon game. Not used to that, but we'll do the best we can. You know, a couple of Rockets doing their best as we take you behind the scenes because we show you what they do on the floor, but these couple of guys, they're making sure that no child is forgotten on Valentine's Day.
There he is.
We're thrilled to have Ryan Bowen and Clutch visit our patients and our employees today. I think our relationship with the Rockets and Texas Orthopedic Hospital is just a winning combination. So we appreciate you guys coming out today.
Oh, it's great just to see the smile you can put on people's faces and brighten their day. It's amazing. It's one of the many roles we can play, and it's always a lot of fun to do, especially the kids. You see the kids put a smile on their face. It really means a lot to you.
It's wonderful. We truly appreciate it. I think it makes a difficult time for patients a little bit easier, and it certainly brightens their day. And I don't think any of them expected to be visited by the Houston Rockets while they were in the hospital, so that's a nice surprise for them.
Well, I took a picture with one of the Rockets, and Clutch was really funny. They're awesome.
For us to have somebody like Scott come to the house is always a major, major treat for the kids in particular. You know, they're going through some hard times, and their families are, and when they feel that people from the outside really care about them and try to do something to make their lives a little happier, that's what it's all about.
Hi, there you go.
When he said the kids were invited, we were invited to come. I thought this was a great time to come and bring the kids. We get to see some of the other things. I know they're young, but it's good that they get to see this part of what Scott gets to do.
And it's good for the boys to be able to see things, see how other people live their lives and things too. So it was a very good experience. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Oh, no problem.
This facility is an amazing facility. This was a nice place to be able to bring the kids, so that is nice. But like I said, it's also nice for the kids too. Even though they're young and don't fully understand, it's nice for them to get to understand that Scott has another side besides just basketball.
Anytime you can put a smile on somebody's face, it's nice, and that's one of the better parts about the NBA. This is definitely more rewarding experience than just some of the everyday experiences that we have. If we can brighten up a kid's day or a family's day by visiting them or just talking to them, it really means a lot. So it's important, and I'm glad to see that the Rockets are so active in the community.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Mooch, welcome back to Houston. How's it feel to be a Rocket again?
Feels great. I feel like I'm back home. I'm where it all started for me, when my career really took off and everything. So I'm just excited to come back and help the team any way I can.
How would you describe your relationship with the fans during your first go-around with the team here?
They like my family. They pretty much took care of me when things are going bad and when things are great. They just always been there for me. I feel like the fans are one of the main reasons that I played at such a high level when I was here.
And you really came through for the fans. I mean, you made some big shots during your career here with the Rockets.
Definitely. I mean, they put me in some great situations. My teammates, coaching staff, and I was just fortunate enough to make those shots and make plays when I was here. So, my hats off to the people that just put me in the situation.
So you go away for a year, you come back, and the only familiar faces belong to Yao Ming and Scott Padgett. Are you surprised how many changes have been made here?
I'm a little surprised, but it's the NBA and things happen. People have been moved around. I've been moved around and I'm back here, so it's just important to stay focused and play basketball. That's what we're getting paid to do, is to play basketball. We're basketball players, and that's what we have to go out and do every night, is perform.
What makes you feel that you're better equipped to help this team now than you were, say, a year ago?
I think I just learned, my travel up to New York and coming back. You try to learn every time you step on the court with every coach you're involved with and the people you come in contact with. Jeff and this coaching staff, Falzone, and those guys had me in the best shape of my career at the beginning of the season. And, I'm just back down here where I feel like, I have the best opportunity.
Sounds like the plan is to ease you back into the rotation slowly. Is that what you're getting from the coaching staff?
Pretty much. I don't know exactly, what's going to happen or how it's going to go. I just do the normal things I normally do, is just prepare myself as best as possible, study my scouting report and just be ready to get out there and play.
Now, I don't work for the marketing department, but you realize your first bobblehead had lifelike hair. We had the fro going. You don't have the fro anymore. Does this mean we need a new bobblehead?
We definitely need a new bobblehead. I still have a bunch of my bobbleheads sitting at home on my mantle and everything, so it'll be nice to have a new one with a bald head.
All right, Mooch, thanks so much. Good luck today. Great to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
All right. That's Moochie Norris, guys. Rockets and the Jazz coming up here from Toyota Center.
Live from the Toyota Center in downtown Houston, Fox Sports Net presents Houston Rockets basketball. And today, the Rockets take on the Utah Jazz. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Worrell. Good to have you on this Sunday afternoon. As you know, the Rockets went into the All-Star break on a roll, winning 8 in a row. Then Bob Sura got injured, and the Rockets then limped out of the All-Star break, losing 2 games in a row. So you knew that Carroll Dawson had to make some kind of a deal to get a point guard here. There was a flurry of activity at the trading deadline, and presto, the Rockets not only got 1 point guard, Mike James, they were able to pick up Moochie Norris.
Yes, and when you get James, you got somebody, Tracy McGrady says, hey, when they double Yao now, he can make baskets, and I like him because he's a great defensive player, and everybody knows what the Moochie man brings to the table.
And, Ben, let's talk a little bit about Mike James. He's 29 years old. He can hit the three-point shot. He won a championship in Detroit last year.
And you look at his three-point percentage, 38%. That shows you he can make those types of shots. He's the kind of player that Jeff Van Gundy likes. He's got enough age on him. You can hit the shot when somebody penetrates and stands outside. He has that unique ability to make the shot, either the 2 or the 3. He can penetrate. I've seen him do this, make the screen and roll play. So when anybody doubles down, look out. Here comes Mike James.
Mike James will be in the starting lineup this afternoon. There's no learning process. They've got to use him right away. Now, this is going to benefit Tracy McGrady. I know you like this because you did not like him being the point guard, but now he's going to be matched up with one of the young and upcoming superstars in the league, Andre Kirilenko. This will be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Tracy now is going to flourish more at playing the wing position rather than the point guard. But going against Kirilenko, here's the guy that can play. I may have to call him the Special K before the night's out. But this guy has got springs in his leg. He's just so quick. He can post up. He can score from outside. But at his size now, he is a shot-blocking machine. Watch him come across from nowhere and just kick, say, Kobe Bryant, get it out of here now.
Well, before he got injured, he was averaging almost 5 block shots a game, and he's getting back to almost 95%. Okay, it's time now for our Toyota Power Team. Keys to the game.
I think the first one, the Rockets have got to work on chemistry. Anytime you bring in 3 new players, but I think the chemistry is going to be fine because, as we said, it puts James at the point. Rediscover the offense. Without Bobby Sir, they were in the 80s, 87 to be exact. I think that they'll pick it up now that they have a point guard there that they can move Tracy over and then transition defense. And I think that'll also be helped by James because he can stop the ball. Right now, penetration has been hurting the Rockets lately, Bill.
The mood of the team was a little down with the injury to Bob Sura, but now with the arrival of Mike James and Moochie Norris, the tempo is up. We'll see the new Rockets in action in just a moment, right here on Fox Sports Net. Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Toyota Center in downtown Houston. We are ready for basketball. The Rockets at 32-23, the Utah Jazz at 17-37. And here are today's Southwest Airlines starting lineups. And first for the Utah Jazz, Andre Kirilenko, Matt Harpring, Jerron Collins, Raja Bell, and Keith McLeod. And that will line it up for Jerry Sloan's ball club. For the Houston Rockets, they're not going to waste any time. Mike James will be in there at the point guard along with David Wesley, Yao Ming, Juwan Howard, and Tracy McGrady. So the Houston Rockets, the new-look Rockets, will be about ready to go. Mike James comes to Houston, and he hopes to lead the Rockets to victory today against the Utah Jazz. Welcome back to Houston Rockets basketball at the Toyota Center. Let's go to Jeff Hagedorn.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. Rockets have won 3 straight over Utah here at Toyota Center, out-rebounding the Jazz by an average of 42-31 in those games. Problem is, Mike James only averages about half as many rebounds as Bob Sura, who's out. And lately, the big guys really have not been getting the job done on the boards. Take Juwan Howard, for example. During the Rockets' 8-game winning streak, Howard posted 4 double-doubles. However, he had a grand total of just 9 boards in the last 2 games combined, both losses. And how about Yao Ming, an average of 8.5 rebounds per game, just 4 on Wednesday night in San Antonio. So the Bigs have got to play big today if the Rockets are going to continue their home court dominance of the Jazz, although Houston does catch a break because Carlos Boozer is out today. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. The Rockets, of course, know about injuries. They've had a lot this season. The Jazz have really been hurt by injuries this year, losing Kirilenko, and now Boozer is out. Also, Raul Lopez has a left knee injury, and he is out on the injured list. This has become a home court series. Each team has won 8 of the last 9 home games, and Jerry Sloan enters his 17th season at the helm of the Jazz. More than 29 years of experience in the NBA, and he's only 1 win away from catching Dick Motta for number 7 on the all-time wins list at 935 wins. Jerry Sloan, one of the class guys in the league. Wesley taking it to the basket, up and in. Good. Tough move by David Wesley.
Wesley was able to come off the pick and roll play, carry it to the basket all the way in.
Harpring on the outside. He's a veteran, good shooter, good all-around player. They're going to miss the bulk of Boozer. And, of course, Lopez, their point guard, and there's going to be a foul on James right off the bat. Where's number 13? So I guess He's not superstitious, Coach.
Yeah, if you're a ball player, you're a ball player. It wasn't making a difference what number you wear. He's so pumped up right now. He's got so many friends at the game tonight. He's going to have a hard time playing well, I think.
Yes, indeed. Raja Bell outside going to Kirilenko, one of the best in the league. And Howard got the loose ball. Yao Ming got his hand on the rim there. It's a good thing they didn't shoot it. James giving it up now. James has been able to work out twice with the Rockets. And Yao Ming puts it up and misses as Collins was defensing him.
Good sequence offensively. Great ball movement, reversal. Got it to Yao Ming inside. He couldn't make the shot.
Jaron Collins back to Raja Bell, and Bell, good strong veteran, puts it up and in. These two teams now are playing for the third and final time this season. They used to be in the division where they play 4 times, but now Utah has moved to the Northwest, and the Rockets won the second meeting here, 99-80, and the Jazz won the first meeting in Utah. James drops it down to Yao Ming. Yao with that turnaround, and he misses again, and Kirilenko with the rebound to McLeod.
So you got to get back against Utah, stop McLeod from penetrating, because that's one of the things they want to do.
Keith McLeod, a journeyman, he's been around a long time, and there is a give and go to Harpring for 2 more. Now the Jazz are well coached, as we talked about with Jerry Sloan, very disciplined ball club.
If they do the thing, they have a great field goal assist ratio, and that's because they're so disciplined on offense.
Wesley to the basket, and he is fouled on the play by Raja Bell. And the officials for today's game, Ken Maurer making the call along with Derek Collins and Bill Kennedy. Kennedy, Collins, and Maurer, your officials for today's game.
The Rockets' offensive game plan right now is to give the ball to Wesley, let him take advantage of the fact that they can penetrate on Bell. Bell's one of their scorers. See if they can get him in foul trouble.
Also, Coach, I think we really haven't had a chance to discuss it during this game now, but with the addition of Mike James, you'll have the ability to play James and Wesley at the same time if you so choose.
Yes, and that's because James is so good defensively. He now has the quickness to take and match up on a lot of guards that David Wesley had to match up on.
And of course, when Sura comes back, you can play Sura, James, and Wesley will be interchangeable again. Give you a real good mix. And Bell dropping it down to Collins. Kirilenko with a jumper, and he hits. I've always liked this guy since he first came from Russia. He is a terrific ball player, still very young, and has a great future in this league.
Can you believe a guy that's playing the small forward averages over 3 blocks a game?
Well, I can believe it. And Tracy McGrady with a jumper. He looks forward now to getting back to that wing where he's much tougher to guard. Harpring down there low, and Yao Ming with a rebound. Gets it out to McGrady.
Yeah, he told me, he said, hey, I feel like a new guy. I'm going to get to play the position I want to play.
Tracy McGrady back-to-back jumpers, and the Rockets have gone up by 2, 8-6.
He doesn't have all that ball handling responsibility that he's had the last 2 games without Bobby Sura.
Of course, the mood of this franchise is another thing, too, and that's something you don't see on the stat sheet. This team was very down with the injury to Sura because they knew they were limited in what they could do. They lost a couple of games they could have won, possibly with Sura at point guard, but with the addition of Mike James now, everybody's spirits have picked up, haven't they, Coach?
Everybody from Les Alexander to Carol Dawson down to the TV announcers.
Yeah. After that deal for James, and I've always liked his game, I really couldn't wait to get back and do this afternoon's game and the rest of the season, because now you can see some hope, especially when Sura gets back, and there's Yao Ming with his first field goal. So the Rockets now have scored 6 in a row.
The TV works much easier when you win it.
Well, you got that right. Juwan Howard with a steal. Wesley with the ball, bringing it up. Howard down to Yao Ming. He flashes inside, and they will not count the bucket.
Well, I don't see any way Collins can guard one-on-one by himself. Yao Ming inside. As you see, ball reversal right now. Go high-low. Howard just comes off the break. And if Utah does not help out inside, I look for Yao to have a tremendous game.
Yeah, Collins in his 4th year out of Stanford. His twin brother plays in New Jersey. There's McGrady taking it to the basket, up and in. Well, he said he was going to be more aggressive. I think he meant what he said.
with James coming in here to take Bobby's place for a while, he's found a new home. He's found a new life.
It's a little different, isn't it, Coach? He was the sixth man. He was the first man off the bench for Milwaukee. They wanted Mike James to score, but that's not going to be his role with this team.
Yeah, but he's willing to change. You watch Tracy McGrady, ball fake, get up in the air, carry it to the basket. But James likes anywhere where you can start, go with a team that's got a shot to win.
Cloud, up and in. He's a young guy that's really taken his career up a level or two here in the last year or two. He's resurrected it with the Utah Jazz. Down to Yao Ming again over Collins. Rushed it, got it back, laid it up, had it blocked, and he's fouled at the basket. He's really exasperated. He thought he should have had a couple of baskets.
I think he should have dunked this basketball. Watch this tremendous pass. He's deep in the hole. He turns and he's just off a little bit, but I think he's got to take his time. I think he's in a little bit of a hurry this afternoon. When he takes his time, he just shoots the ball so much better.
Yao Ming moving up in some categories now. He's number 23 in the league with 8 rebounds a game. He's number 3 in the NBA in field goal percentage at 55%. As Collins now will sit down with his second foul.
Why his percentage has gone up, he's getting the ball much deeper. He used to get it outside of the lane. Now he's getting it inside of the lane, and that's giving him a much easier shot.
Keith McLeod played 33 games last year in Minnesota before going to the developmental league. And a whistle. And who was it? An offensive foul? On Mehmet Okur, who just checked into the lineup.
I think they called him for hooking. The mysterious hook. You'll see this little move. Yeah, he hooked him. That wasn't a mysterious call there. That was legitimate.
Okur played with Detroit with Mike James last year. They both won a championship. Taking it down low as Howard jumps it up for 2. For the improved play of Howard, of course, with Mo Taylor going on the injured list, the minutes increased for Howard, and so did the play.
He just got better and better. His rebounds, his shooting, his confidence, everything about his game.
Raja Bell from the outside with a miss. Rockets on a 12-2 run. Try to keep it going now. McGrady. Little hesitation. Ball is out to Wesley. Wesley with a 3 and missed it. And McLeod will get it up there in a hurry. Over to Harpring. Harpring's a good spot-up shooter. You've got to pick him up. And Jerry Sloan calls the play for Keith McLeod.
But the problem with Utah is they don't have anybody that can score inside, so they can't be consistent as they do certain types of things on offense.
Yao Ming get out there and guard the guard and comes back and picks up Kirilenko, and the shot clock went off. 24-second defense for Houston. And that's a timeout on the court with 5:59 left to play in the first period. The Rockets are on a 12-2 run. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Alex. Now, Coach Van Chancellor thought that Adrian was trying to tell everybody to click us off the last game. That's not what he was saying. He was showing them how to use the clicker.
Oh, I didn't know what he was doing, but if he wanted to turn us off, that'd been all right, and listen to them.
That's the second audio program. That's what SAP means, and that's so you can get the Spanish. Another drive. And Tracy McGrady now has hit 4 baskets in a row.
They better start finding some way to double him. He'll get 50 tonight.
Harpring outside looking for Kirilenko. Kirilenko turns, fires, misses, and the rebound to Yao Ming. Quickly out to Mike James.
Rocket defense is outstanding. They're making Utah have to fight and hustle for every shot they get.
Juwan gives it up to James. He gives it up to Wesley. In the flow of the offense with a miss. And Kirilenko with a rebound.
James with penetration was why Wesley got such an open look. Wesley's missed 2 open looks, which he hadn't been doing lately. Down low to Okur.
And the foul is on Yao Ming, his first of the game. So Humphreys will be checking in. Chris Humphreys out of Minnesota, University of Minnesota. Rookie season, number 1 draft choice. Kirilenko will take a breather. Rockets up 18-8. Roger Bell trying to pass it off, hurt his thumb. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. McLeod forces it up, and James made a mistake, and he fouled Keith McLeod. Second foul on Mike James, and it's 3 free throws.
That was not a very smart play by Mike. Right now, you're trying to break into a team. You got McLeod going left with a bad shot with the shot clock running down. You cannot get close enough to commit a foul. The Mooch, oh, look out, Bill. Look who's coming in the game now.
The Mooch man. Listen to the crowd. He is popular, isn't he? Moochie Norris is back. And listen to this when the announcement is made. Moochie said, I thought it was interesting. He said they were going to have to put some guards around the court today so he wouldn't run up in the stands to kiss the fans. He was so happy to be back.
He'll name me a non-all-star that's any more popular that's ever played in Houston.
That's it. McGrady shoots a 3. It's short, and he was fouled on the play. And that's going to be 3 free throws. But we're accustomed to seeing that when Tracy shoots. So we're going to see back-to-back fouls on three-point shots. How often does that happen?
Just in both of them were just terrible fouls. You just do not take a guy like Tracy McGrady. He's made as many shots as anybody in this league from the three-point line going left, but he was going left. He just wasn't going to make that shot. But also, we're talking about the pickup of Mike James. Now you see why now Moochie Norris is so important to Bobby Shurry comes back. Now you got a veteran point guard that plays, that knows how to play. He's been in Houston before. What an asset.
And used to coming off the bench. That was his role in Milwaukee. Tracy McGrady, number 5 in the NBA at 25 points a game. He trails Iverson, Bryant, Nowitzki, and Stoudemire. Grady with 11 points already here in the first period. We still have 4:28 left to play. Rockets up by 10 points. Raja Bell, he's a veteran. Always liked his game. He was at Dallas briefly, and he has found a nice home here in Utah.
But he's able to penetrate, stop, and raise up and shoot the basketball. Right now, a little screen and roll with Tracy.
McGrady with a 3. In and out won't go, and the rebound goes to Okur. McLeod to Raja Bell. Harpring will shoot it from the outside and hit. Matt Harpring, really a nice veteran.
You can't give Harpring that shot because he's got enough height to shoot over. You got to get up a little closer. Offensive foul on Yao, Bill.
It's an offensive foul. You're right, Coach, and that's his second foul of the game. So Mike James with 2 and Yao Ming with 2. Early foul.
Yao's got some bad calls, but that wasn't one of them. On the weak side away from the ball, he cleared out. It's a foul, but now here comes the shot-blocking machine into the game.
Dikembe Mutombo will come in. I don't know of another team, the Houston Rockets, playing their 7th point guard. Moochie Norris is in the game now. That's 7 point guards for Houston already this season. 5 starters, 5 different starters at point guard. And the Rockets are still 9 games over 500. Wesley gets the steal and a block. Oh, boy. That saved a layup. A blocking foul is called on McLeod. Well, it's got to be a... he's saying take it out on the side, but that's a 15 foul on Utah, so the Rockets will get a 1+ bonus. Whoops.
Who fouled whom, may I ask there?
Well, they called it a blocking foul because the ball was not in anybody's possession. And McLeod took it for the team, didn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he saved the layup there.
Howard Isley has checked in now, the veteran, for the Utah Jazz. Isley making his second trip back to Utah. He is a 11-year veteran out of Boston College. And he was the caddy for John Stockton for 6 seasons.
The caddy, I like that statement. I guess so. Played very little.
As long as John Stockton was in Utah, what was it, 18, 19 seasons, He had 12 point guards play behind him.
Well, I'm impressed. Now, that's a heck of a fact to know there now.
That just shows you there wasn't any job available. There's a block shot. You called it on Mutombo. Back the other way. And Tracy McGrady has been hot. Crossover. McGrady sets up one extra pass to Moochie Norris, and he missed it. And going to get the rebound is Howard.
This new point guard situation's improved Juwan Howard's offensive rebound. He didn't rebound any for 2 games.
Juwan with the turnaround and the miss, and Mutombo tips it out of bounds. We have a break. 2:42 left to play in the first quarter. It's the Rockets 22, the Jazz 15 on FSN. Rockets up 22-15, 2:42 left in the first. Let's take a look at today's McDonald's League leaders. And Andre Kirilenko with over 3 blocks per game. Tim Duncan, Marcus Camby, Theo Ratliff, Shaquille O'Neal. Those other guys are lean and tall. Kirilenko, you would not think would be able to block that many shots, but he is a terrific athlete. He's only 23 years old. He's in his 4th season in the NBA. He's out of Russia. And he plays basketball like he's off the streets of New York.
Before he got hurt, he was just blocking shots right and left.
Harpring gets it out to Humphries, and he shoots it. The Rockets' defense is not quite as good as it was. They're giving Utah a lot of good looks. And the Jazz now are up to 50% shooting. Moochie to McGrady as he shoots a 3, rims it out, an offensive rebound, Juwan Howard. Fresh 24 for Houston. Howard down the baseline, gets a pickup, faked his man off, and jump hooks it up.
At that time, Humphries forgot to block out. He ran under the basket. The ball came out long. Howard did a good job of waiting till the double team escaped it.
Down low and a good box out by Harpring.
Good push off then. Tracy McGrady said, hey, that was an offensive foul, but you're not going to get that call.
5-point Houston lead. It was as big as 10. 1:35 left in the quarter. T-Mac giving it up to Moochie. Back to Wesley. And Wesley misses, and Mutombo goes for the rebound, but Harpring had inside position. Howard Isley pushes it up. For so many years with the Utah Jazz, it was Stockton bringing it up and Malone finishing it off, and there is Mehmet Okur putting it up and in. Stockton retired last year. Malone just retired a couple of weeks ago.
Now when you get this, now Utah comes out in the 2-3 zone going against the Rockets, trying to cause a little change, but then the Rockets on a little pick and roll play.
After the Rockets went on that 12-2 run, the Jazz had come back with a nice run of their own. Moochie from the baseline, missed it. Rebound again, Juwan. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2. So Juwan Howard with 7 rebounds already here in the first quarter, and 4 of those have been offensive rebounds.
You look at him right now, he's just overpowered. Moochie misses the shot. Juwan gets inside of Humphries. That's the second offensive rebound he's got over him, just out-maneuvering him. He's a veteran player. He knows what to do. But every time the team changes, they go to a zone. Here Coach Van Gundy making a move, putting in the mad shooter, John Barry. Hey, you can't zone us. You got Barry on this team.
Already a 10th free throw by Houston, 8 of 10 for the Rockets. Rockets average only 23 free throws a game, and that's down towards the bottom of the NBA. As you see more substitutions now for Utah and Houston, as Barry will come in for Wesley. Wesley 1 for 4. Yao Ming 1 for 4. Rockets shooting 42%, but they're getting to the free throw line. Now, Juwan Howard with 5 points and 7 rebounds. Isley picked up by Moochie. Okur on the run, off the glass for 2. Nice move. Mehmet Okur can score. He does a lot of nice things, and he's got that big body, too.
I think Detroit's going to miss him if they're trying to defend their title run, because he's so strong inside, and I think that's one thing they might be missing at this point in time.
They already have. He's 6'11", very athletic. Here's T-Mac. Has it knocked away. Juwan Howard gets it back. He spots Mutombo. Mutombo tries to get the ball, can't do it. 11 seconds, still plenty of time for the Jazz. Down to 8, down to 7, down to 6. And Isley is fouled. The Rockets had one to give, and Barry gives it up.
Good foul at that time with 6 seconds to go. Make them take it out of bounds. They were in transition. This allows you to set up your defense now and keep certain people from touching the ball.
Just under 6 seconds left to play in the quarter. Isley on the drive. And into Snyder inside, and that's going to be a charge. Good positioning by John Barry. Took it for the team. That was a tough one.
See, but offensively, though, you've got to recognize that and then go back and don't charge. You've got to see Barry standing there. You've got to pull up a little quicker.
2.9 left to play in the quarter. Let's see if the Rockets can get a good look. You practice these kind of plays, don't you, Coach?
Oh, yeah. You know it's going to the man that can make it.
McGrady gets it off in time, but he missed it. So after opening a 10-point lead, the Rockets were outscored 12-4 the last 4.5 minutes of the quarter. We got a good ball game. Moochie Norris is back, and the Rockets lead by 2. Rockets lead after the first 12 minutes. Royce Builders has teamed up with the Rockets to send Houston area students to college. Rates Rockets block shot during the season. $50 will be donated to the RoyceBuilders.com Foundation for you. Log on to RoyceBuilders.com for scholarship information. Rockets shoot 40% in that first quarter, but go to the free throw line 11 times, make 9 of 11 free throws. Kirilenko back into the game. To Okur. He's got Isley out there with him. And Kirilenko runs it down. Kirilenko trying to find a spot to shoot it. He'll shoot it from the parking lot. It did touch the iron, and the rebound goes back to Utah for a fresh 24 seconds.
Right now, Padgett's in the game to kind of counteract Humphries. Humphries is a little quicker, not quite as big.
Good rotation and helping defense. Snyder is open, dribbles down the baseline, right into Mutombo again. He should have taken the shot when he was out there open from 15 feet. Moochie is open, and he hits finally. Moochie Norris with his first basket since returning to Houston.
Give him credit. He missed the first 2 shots. He didn't hesitate for the third shot. Going back to Snyder. You got a little old guard. Shoot the ball from outside. You can't go in the land of the Giants.
And Isley is fouled. Scott Padgett picks up his first foul of the game. What's the rotation going to be like now? Is Jeff Van Gundy going to have to experiment a little bit?
I think as you try to rebuild the chemistry, so to speak, you bring in 3 new players. You got to decide who's going to play where, especially when Bobby rejoins the team.
And a foul on McGrady. That's the first foul on Tracy. And it's a 2-shot foul for Andre Kirilenko.
Kirilenko goes in. See, they wanted Moochie to help out a little bit there, not quite be up so much on his man and help cut. But Kirilenko, the special case, he is a special player. Box shots, does it all.
Well, Andre Kirilenko now was fouled. He missed 26 games after spraining his right knee badly. In fact, we thought he might be out for the year, but he came back. Kirilenko has blocked 8 shots in a game twice this season, once against the Lakers and 4 times against Kobe Bryant. Kobe said, I just decided to hang out around the 3-point line after the 4th block shot.
Watch the double team right now. Immediately, there's the open man. Moochie Norris is wide open.
Moochie on the drive, puts it up and misses. Snyder brings it up. Kirk Snyder out of Nevada Reno. And Humphries with a miss. And the rebound to Mooch. Up ahead to John Barry. Padgett gets open from the right elbow, and he missed the jumper. All of a sudden, Rockets are ice cold. They can't buy a basket. Humphries back the other way. And an offensive foul. Good positioning by Padgett. And that hurts, because that Humphries is no small guy.
But give Padgett credit for getting in defensive position as Humphries comes down, he plants, he stops, he's outside of the hurt. I think that's a great play. Giving up one for the good of the team.
Yeah, not As long as it's not to your body.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's 6 turnovers now for Utah. John Berry misses. Mutombo with a rebound. He's just looking for a place to get it up there on the basket. And he can't get it to go. Swarming defense by the Utah Jazz. Isley to Okur, who shoots a 3. Misses. Mutombo tips it off the shoulder of Snyder. Well, he just forgot. Ken Maurer forgot which way the Rockets were going. He motioned the wrong way, but they're going to call a technical now on Dikembe Mutombo. So Mutombo apparently said something to one of the officials.
Yeah, but I thought he got fouled on the other end. I thought he might have got pushed. I thought he then got hacked. He's hadn't had any technicals much this year. That was a good one.
There are good ones and bad ones?
Oh, yeah, in my mind. You get some useless. I think that there comes a time when you get frustrated, and I think they're all bad in the fourth quarter in my mind.
But there's a time sometimes when you have to speak your mind to the official, get his attention.
Especially if you're a veteran player, especially if you think you've been hammered and you're not the kind of guy that says very much all year.
And, of course, there are magic words, too, that you cannot use to the official. And this is a Sunday afternoon game, so we will not even come close. Now, I know you've never uttered any of those words.
Those words don't get me in trouble. My attitude gets me in trouble.
T-Mac. Wenger rolls it up. Ball knocked out of bounds by Utah. Rockets will get it back with a fresh 24. Houston, only 2 of its last 11 from the field, Coach.
And the reason is, though, Utah's picked it up defensively. They were getting this earlier in the game. The Rockets were getting easy looks, but also think about this. James was in the game pushing the ball a little bit, and then all of a sudden, here comes the Jazz. They're picking it up.
Tracy handling the ball out front, trying to work the pick and roll. Gets a double team. They didn't stay with him, though. They ran away from him. And Tracy McGrady with double figures.
If there's one player I wouldn't run away from in this league, it'd be Tracy McGrady. He already has 11 points. Why not give him a shot?
That's 13 for T-Mac. 3-point Houston lead. Isley taking it down to Karolinko, and he misses. Berry fell down, gets the ball back momentarily. Snyder gets it and throws it back to one of his teammates. Rockets have to match up in a hurry. Isley will set it up. Snyder. Okur, good defense so far by Houston, and Mutombo made him change the shot. McGrady with a rebound. McGrady directing traffic. Gets open from the top and hits. Tracy McGrady with 15 points already with 7:57 left to play in the first half.
When he comes off the screen, you've got to be able to defend it. You cannot give Tracy McGrady that look.
Gary Sloan calls a timeout. 7:52 left in the second. The Rockets are up by 5. (31-26) Houston in the second quarter. The Rockets invite you to the 9th annual Tux and Tennies Charity Gala. It's on Thursday night, and it's your chance to dine with Yao and T-Mac. All proceeds will go to help the Dikembe Mutombo Foundation build a hospital in his native homeland in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So to reserve a table with the Rockets, call 713-758-7422. You can reserve a table and pick the player you want to sit with. Now, if you don't pay a lot of money, you might get stuck with me and Van.
No, hey.
Or if you pay a lot of money, you might get
Yao Ming. But if I was picking players for my dollar right now, I'd want Moochie North. He's a lot of fun. I'd get a table, and that's who I'd want to sit with. You'll enjoy it. He's really down home. He's a great guy. And you can see the voice of the Rockets. MC this, baby. Bill Wardwell, live and in person.
I'm not the voice of the Rockets. Les Alexander is the voice of the Rockets.
You're the voice right here on this TV. He's the owner of the team.
I would want
fine owner, I might add. But you're the voice.
It's a good thing you came up with that. I would want to sit with you. Because, folks, you talk about Entertainment Plus. This guy is a stand-up comic.
I ain't going to have a good time. I'm tell you that right now. I'm not coaching. I'm not TV working. I'm going to enjoy it.
TV working, huh?
Well, I ain't got to worry about the world of double negatives and all of that kind of stuff. And
in other words, irregardless
of anything, I could go and have me a good time, boy.
My English teacher, bless her heart, just almost had a nervous breakdown. I know it's regardless, so don't be Ken. Well, I don't want Ken Hoffman writing me in his column. I know there's no such word as irregardless. But,
ladies and gentlemen, he's trying to say, I don't know that there's no such word as irregardless. He knows better. Well, that's Mr. Silver Spoon I'm talking about here to my left. And somebody who scored for the Jazz.
I don't know, and who cares? McGrady around the corner, and he lays it up, and he's fouled on the play. We'll get back to action now that the Rockets have the ball.
Yeah, but it's going to be a great time. The Rockets give so much money to this, to so many years. I'm just amazed. You watch Tracy McGrady penetrate to the basket and go, oh, guys, we can't be showing replays if I'm going to be talking about Texas teams. It's just hard to do.
You could replace irregardless with irrespective. Well, I'm just giving you another word there that you can throw in.
What's that word now?
Never mind.
We got a game breaking out here somewhere, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, any moment now. We've got a little downtime with the free throw. 7:18 left.
If you think about the trades the Rockets have made this year, they are outstanding. I'm going to give Carol Dawson a little credit here. Barry, Wesley, you name it. James, the Mooch Man.
Carol has really done a great job of trying to remake this team, and there's Curtis Borchert with his first basket. That was beautiful ball movement by Utah as he broke to the basket, and he just checked in a moment ago, so he gets his first bucket. He's fouled. He'll shoot a free throw.
And don't count out Ben Baker. As you watch actually come off of this, what a play. Come and catch the basketball for a big guy. That's hard to do. Catch it on the move, go up and score, and get fouled, now go to the free throw line.
Well, as we talked about Curtis Borchert out of Stanford, and he was the #1 draft choice. Missed the entire season 2002 and 3 with a stress fracture in his right foot. He's trying to get going here in his NBA career, and we have a foul called on Borchert as he tries to stay with the Almeen. And going back to talking about Carol Dawson in a moment, it's tough enough to build a team. And you have to rebuild a team in the middle of the season. How tough is that?
Oh, that's unbelievable. They made the decision to go for Tracy McGrady. So I think that was a great decision. But that didn't just because the dominoes to fall one after another to try to rechange the team. When you change that loose 3 starters, you have to redo everything. What a job.
Yao Ming with a slam. Kirilenko thought about blocking it, and then he took a ride up on Yao's left arm.
But through it all, Yao Ming has been the constant since the very start of last season.
Yao and Tracy held this team together. It's unbelievable how this roster has changed. And there's Borchert again, as Yao apparently is coming over to help out, and Borchert is getting to the basket.
And if I wanted a cornerstone, I'd want somebody 7'6".
Mike James. And I believe that's his first shot.
Yes, but I think in the context, we're talking about chemistry, getting used to each other. Coach Van Gundy will teach him later. Hey, Mike, you can get that shot anytime in the 24-second clock. Give it up, pass it, and let's try to get a better shot or get that shot at the end of the shot clock.
Kirilenko at the top to McLeod. McLeod to Borchert. Taking it in on Yao Ming. And he travels. We have a timeout on the court with 5:54 left to play in the first half, and the Rockets hanging on to a 1-point lead. Rockets up 34-33. Let's take a look at today's Polaroid picture-perfect shot. And it starts right there with Yao Ming and ends with Yao.
And he had the ability to catch the ball on the weak side, use the rim, and dunk the ball. That's where he's changed a little bit, but he needs a guard that can get him the ball in a certain position, and when he does, he's pretty dominant.
6 points, 3 rebounds for Yao, 5 points, 7 rebounds, Juwan Howard, 16 points, Tracy McGrady, 5 for Wesley. Jeff Van Gundy will send out John Barry, Mike James, Juwan Howard, Ryan Bowen, and Yao Ming.
You know, you look at this game and the way it's going, you'd say to yourself, the Rockets are up about 7 or 8 or 9 points, but it's just a 1-point game.
The Rockets had a 10-point lead in the first period, but squandered it at the end of the quarter. And Houston shooting only 40%. Rockets in a little trouble putting the ball in the basket. Once they get that squared away, I think they should be okay. James gets open from the top and hits. There you see the athletic ability. This guy is quick as a cat, and he's strong, too, at 6'2".
But anytime you can execute from the guard position, the screen and roll, and be able to penetrate and go to the lane and shoot it, that's just something that's so hard to defend.
Harpring takes it to the middle. James knocks it away, gets it back. Here he comes, 3-on-3. James lost the ball. Good hustle by Snyder. He went down and took that ball away.
That's the second time Snyder's been on the floor making a difference. But if you play for Jerry Sloan, you don't have a choice.
You know, the other thing I like about Mike James, he plays with a smile on his face. He really is having a good time out there. Cloud takes it in. Ball is loose. James comes up with it. 3-on-1 fast break. John Barry on the drive. He's fouled. And he'll shoot 2. One thing about John Barry and Bob Sura and those guys, they spend a lot of time on the floor, don't they?
Yeah, not only that they run, and Bobby Sura, he said, hey, why did they put me on 5 games? I'm ready to play this afternoon. Watch James break. So you can give up the ball so quick. So many guards want to hold on to the ball. They hold on to it too long. Give it up quick.
Well, they put Bob on the injured list so he would be forced to sit out 5 games. They don't want him to do anything for 10 days before they get him going again. And Sura, of course, I asked him, I said, what do you do when you go back home? You know, when he went back home for the summer, he hurt his back. Then he went home during the break and hurt his back. They need to keep him here playing basketball
all the time. But he said, I said, Bobby, you couldn't have played by Sunday. He said, I could have played by Tuesday up there against the Bulls. Now, that's just his thought process. He said, but they knew they couldn't keep me out, so they put me on 5 games.
Stepping back, Isley with the miss. Ball is loose, and it's off Ryan Bowen. David Wesley will check in for John Barry. Rockets are 12 of 15. They've been to the line already 15 times. And the Jazz 7 of 7. Snyder will come out of the game.
I tell Ben Baker one thing. With Van Gundy, you better be ready to go in at any time.
Yao Ming with a block, and it's called a goaltend. Now didn't think so. He's almost, he's up to 2 shot blocks a game. Oh, Coach, that's close.
That is a blocked shot all the way. Coach Van Gundy thought it. Jazz comes out in the zone. I think this is, if I was going to go against this Rocket team, I'd zone them too, keeping an eye on nobody but David Wesley from way outside.
Down in low to Juwan Howard. Howard goes to put the ball up, and it's knocked out of bounds. He got a double team. The Jazz are real good at letting you get the ball. Then they double team you in a hurry as T-Mac will come into the game for Ryan Bowen.
Yeah, they play different from a lot of teams in the Western Conference. They try to double you a lot quicker with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Watch Tracy McGrady come off with this little double screen for the shot.
Oh, it's Mike James instead as he pushes it up and misses it. And Isley will have it in the open court. Jazz trailing by 3. 3:55 left to play in the first quarter. Orchard. Back outside now. Isley wants him to set a pick. Good defense by Houston. Karolinko has to make a tough shot.
And makes a tough shot over Tracy McGrady. Did you see him catch it in the crowd? We talk about guys that are impressing me. The longer he plays, the more he impresses me today.
It's 15 assists now by the Jazz on 15 field goals. T-Mac sets up James, and he misses.
When he gets comfortable, Bobby Sura did it the first time he played, and when he gets comfortable, he'll make that shot.
Yeah, because he's a 38% three-point shooter, so you know he can make it. And Yao is called for a foul, and that's his 3rd foul of the game. 4-team foul on the Rockets, the Jazz with 3 team fouls. Rockets are firing up, of course, for the playoff drive, and you can guarantee your rights to a playoff seat with the purchase of a 6-game regular season mini plan. Great games are still available, including the Heat coming in, and I think Shaq will be back by then. Dirk's Mavs and LeBron's Cavs. It's the only available by calling a ticket rep at 713-627-DUNK. Don't miss out on the playoffs. I think by the time the Rockets get through this tough schedule, get this team where they want it to be in April, this is going to be a team no one will want to play in the first round of the playoffs.
This will be a team you would like to be sitting in a house and watching the playoffs, because it's going to have a shot to compete with anybody at that time.
T-Mac on the fast break, giving it up to Juwan, and it's fouled at the basket. Andre Kirilenko with his first foul of the game. That's the 14th foul on the Jazz. We have a timeout by Utah. We'll get it back to you, Coach, in just a moment with 2:53 left to play in the first half. 38-37 Houston, 2:53 left in the second. Hey, Rockets fans, if you're hungry for a free Big Mac, get ready, because in every home game this season, as you know, if the Rockets win and score 100 points or hold their opponent under 80, you can redeem your ticket stub for a free Big Mac the following day. McDonald's and the Rockets, and everybody's loving that deal.
Next Sunday afternoon against the Mavericks right here, it's going to be Big Mac time. The score is going to be about 130 to 125.
Clutch was happy to know that he wasn't traded at the deadline. Of course,
we traded everybody but Clutch, so to speak.
We certainly did, and Clutch is still around. He was happy. I think he's the only one. If you go back to last season, Coach, the only two players still on the Rockets that were here last year, technically, and in the rotation, were Scott Padgett and Yao Ming. Clarence Weatherspoon was here at the end of the season, but well, that is a big changeover, isn't it?
Yeah, but I like the changeover, because by April, here's what you've got. You've got a rotation that you've got to like. James and Bobby Sherr are going to be your guards. And then when you want to take out Wesley, there you come in with John Barry. Then you got, I think you can then play James and put Bobby Sherr at the 2 song. And that gives you better defense. And then inside, you know the rotation they've been using all year. So this team, I think, is going to get better by April. By playoff time, it'll be an excellent team.
It'll be a good rush to the playoffs. Of course, the Sacramento Kings made sweeping changes, but they won a big game last night. And Gordon Girichik throws it away. That's the 10th turnover by Utah.
And so you can tell the difference in the Rockets defense when you got James and Wesley in at the perimeter. I thought the key trade of the whole deal, and a lot of people didn't like it at the time, but David Wesley's done some things defensively to stop all this penetration. What does that do? That helps your rebounding. That helps your overall field goal percentage defense.
9 seconds on the shot clock is McGrady with a crossover. Mike James is open. 3, missed it. And you expect Mike James to be a little off. It's a new arena, new surroundings. There's been a lot for him to absorb over the last couple of days as far as the offense. Of course, Mike played for Stan Van Gundy at Miami, so a lot of things he's doing here will be similar, as the Van Gundy family probably is pretty similar. And there's Kirilenko with a make, and he'll go to the free throw line.
See, that the biggest adjustment, here's where the pressure comes in. Number one, you're playing with new teammates. You're Mike James. You want to impress them. You want them to like you. So now you're trying to make field goals, because you say, guys, I can knock it down. Next, your wife's from here. You get an extra 100 tickets. All your friends are coming in here, and they're telling you, hey, we're looking forward. You want to do good in front of them your first time out.
Well, this game now is tied at 40. And we haven't had a three-pointer in this game. The Rockets are 0 for 10 from behind the arc. And the Jazz 0 for 2. Very unusual. We have a whistle. And a 3-second violation on Dikembe Mutombo.
The Rockets have got to get back in sync offensively, Bill. Right now it's kind of slowed down. They need to pick it up the pace. James needs to push the ball more, get a little easier and quicker looks.
Girichik, a good shooter, coming off the pick with a miss. Mutombo with a rebound. Outlet pass to James. Gets it up in a hurry to Howard. Right back to James for 2. Good fast break by Juwan Howard and Mike James.
That's what you have to do. You've got to get some easy looks. You just cannot come down and just grind it out on the half court every play.
And you see the speed that Mike James possesses.
You see where the Lakers got beat today, so the Rockets can pick up ground on them.
Air check with a miss. And the ball knocked out of bounds by McGrady.
The Sonics got beat. I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
One guy we want to talk about as we look at the speed of Mike James again. We appreciate everything that Rod Strickland gave this organization, but Rod was 38 years old. He couldn't get in shape, and he just couldn't run like James can run. And Strickland, of course, has been cut by the Rockets. Well, we appreciate what he did while he was here.
A great job. He came in when the Rockets needed somebody to handle the ball and played really well.
Harpring puts it up and in.
But when you get a shot, you get a Mike James, you got to take it. You got to get up and down. Now they're playing that song, take out James, put in Barry. Got great shooters on the wing. Tracy McGrady now plays a little point.
There it is. And Wesley misses. So the Rockets are 0 for 11 from behind the arc. That's keeping Utah in the game. This bad shooting by Houston. Ball is loose. 25 seconds left. Tracy says, slow it up. I'll go for the final shot. There's about a 2-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Rockets shooting only 39% in this first half to 46% by the Jazz.
And the Jazz are going to make him this little screen and roll, but they're going to double team Tracy. They're going to make somebody else shoot it.
Great pass by Barry and the foul. Mutombo will go to the free throw line. He was hammered. What a nifty pass by John Barry.
Barry just sees the floor. When you see a Barry, he gets it right there, a little penetration looks, and hits Mutombo on inside. He's a very good, yes. Look one way past the other, little flare.
Good passers don't have to look at where they're passing the ball. And of course, another thing, too, is if you get a little too tricky and you don't complete the pass, it's not a good pass. But he usually always makes his right on the money.
Listen, right now the Rockets, there's almost 4 seconds. You got to be alert defensively right here before halftime. You cannot let them get in inbounds and run the length of the court and get off a good look at the basket.
Mutombo misses both free throws. 1 second left. Isley gets it off, and it hits the 24-second shot clock. So the Rockets came out. They hustled hard. McGrady with 16 points, but the rest of the Rockets team struggling to score, shooting only 39%. Stay with us. Today's Toyota Power Team halftime report comes your way after the break.
Hi, everybody. Kevin Eschenfelder with you in our FSN studios, and welcome to the Toyota Power Team Dealers halftime report. Kind of a sluggish first half of play at the Toyota Center as we are tied at 42. Rockets right now not even shooting 40% in that first half. Our marquee matchup between these two teams, talking about the guy they call AK-47, Andre Karolinko. 17 minutes, 9 points. Tracy McGrady with 16 points in 21 minutes for the Rockets.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center as we are tied at 42 at halftime. And outside of Tracy McGrady, the rest of the Rockets having a little trouble putting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, they're shooting right now sometimes like me pronouncing words. They're struggling at times, boys and girls, because they can't get it to go down. The guards right now, both David Wesley and James are really struggling, and Moochie Norris is struggling, all three of them.
Let's go back to one of your keys, and that was get the chemistry down. That's going to be the hardest thing for Mike James to get integrated into the rest of the offense.
You want to come to this basketball team and you want to contribute early and often, but I think what they would be better off doing, and I'm primarily talking about James, is move the ball more and let the shots come to him and not quite hunt the shots as early. Maybe he was used to that in Milwaukee, but here he needs to look for the big two.
He's going to get plenty enough shots if he just gets the ball to the right person.
Yeah, but he needs to get the shots at the end of a pass from Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming.
All right, we'll be back with the second half in just a moment right here on FSN. Here are today's Bud Light first half stats. I can't recall ever seeing two teams go 0 for 15 in the first half. But the assist, only 7 assists, Coach.
That's what worries me. The Rockets have been a tremendous assist basketball team, getting 25 or more. You can't help 0 for 11. You can't do anything about that. You got to move the ball more.
Let's go to Jeff Hagedorn.
Thank you very much. Assistant head coach Tom Thibodeau had these thoughts on the second half. He said defensively the Rockets need better body positioning against Utah's cuts. They run a cutting offense, make them work a little harder. Also take away all those effort points that Harpring and Kirilenko got them in the first half. And if the free ball isn't falling, which it wasn't in the first half, Rockets 0 for 11, drive it or post it. Back to you.
Hey, Jeff, if the Rockets ever lose, does he accuse you of not getting exactly what he said right?
Oh, all the time. It's always my fault. If they win, it's never my fault. It's always his credit.
Yes, that's right.
That's how it works.
You need to get him on camera more often.
We're trying.
We have it on record.
He's got a face for radio like me, Bill, unfortunately.
Harpring putting it up. And the offensive rebound going to Utah. Bell picked up by Wesley. Good fake by Raja Bell. He missed the shot, and Howard tips it out of bounds. Again, those medium-range rebounds giving the Rockets trouble. Those are the ones Sura used to put in his hip pocket.
If he'd have that basketball running down to the other end, already scored by now, the Rockets would be up 44-42.
McLeod over to Harpring. Harpring up and in. You've got to get on him. This is the first Utah lead since 4-2 early in the game.
You cannot give a team in the NBA 3 looks at a basket. They're going to make one out of the 3.
So the ball will go over to Utah on the Houston turnover. And Mike James having to realize, having a little shot clock problem. James having to see what side that Yao likes the ball on a lot of times, where to get it to him. He didn't have a big man like that in Milwaukee.
See, I think he has to slow down just a little bit. It's like driving a car down the freeway. He can't go 80. He needs to get down to about 70 miles an hour, maybe 65. Get under control, take your time, because all you got to do is just throw the ball to Yao Ming, and you got an opportunity to score.
He gets down to 65 in Houston, he'll get run over. He hasn't been on the freeways here.
Yeah, but he won't throw the ball away.
Well, that's a good point. That's the point you were trying to make. Kirilenko with a miss. Mike James will set the ball in motion. Now the Rockets need to execute. Good pick up on McGrady. They're doing a good job on him. James to the basket, draws the foul. That's what they need him to do now. He's kind of been... he didn't want to charge to the basket. He didn't want to take charge of the team. But that time it looked like he decided, hey, I'm going to the basket because they're going to let me.
But that's the play you have to make. See, the shot clock is down. It's time now for Mike James to make a play. Instead of settling for the 3-ball or the outside shot, he can carry it to the hole. When you're not scoring from outside, you get to the basket.
And he's a good slasher, too, isn't he, Coach?
And I think that's what they talked to him about. I think it's just feeling out what the coaches want from you and what you need to do.
And, of course, you want to fit in well with your new teammates, so you're not going to look for your shot a lot early. And I think what they want him to do is go ahead and look for that shot, and when it presents itself, go ahead and take it. Game tied at 44. In low, McGrady knocks it away, but nobody was looking at the basketball. Raja Bell, 3 seconds, down to 2. Isley puts up the shot and the long rebound to Bell, and a fresh 24 for Utah. That's 4 times now that they have had another look.
4 offensive rebounds in less than 2 minutes in the half.
Down to Collins. Yao Ming got turned around on the defense, never saw him.
So on the screen and roll, they were kind of hedging and coming out, keeping them from going to the basket. Yao did not get back quick enough.
That's 22 points of the 46 scored by Utah in the paint. Double team on McGrady. Knocked the ball away. Harpring has it in the open court, and he's fouled by James. 3rd foul on Mike James.
But if you're the point guard, that's what we're talking about. Mike James will learn this under Coach Van Gundy. I don't think that you need to be taking that foul with almost 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter when you are the starting point guard. You've got to let them go to the basket, make a run at the offensive player. Don't take the foul.
How about that aggressive double team by Utah on McGrady now? They're really making it difficult on teammates.
It looked like to me Jerry Sloan's went in at halftime and said, guys, their man's got 16. When he touches it, let's put 2 on him. One of the great defensive coaches, one of the best coaches that's ever coached in the NBA. But nobody has coached better defensive basketball than this man has.
Matt Harpring in his 7th season out of Georgia Tech. And he was drafted early in his career in the 1st round by Orlando. Played at Cleveland, Philadelphia. And now this is his 3rd season in Utah, signed as a free agent. And it's a 4-point lead, biggest lead of the game by the Utah Jazz. Rockets, as expected, struggling a little bit with all of the new faces. To the middle, Juwan Howard for 2. Well, that was effective early in the game. That's the first shot he's taken since early in the first quarter.
I think the Rockets have got to go back and go inside. I don't care who it's to. Maybe it's Juwan Howard. Maybe it's Yao, but they've got to go inside.
Good pickup by Yao. And an offensive rebound. Collins turns, fires, misses, and the rebound to T-Mac. Kirilenko got a hand on it. And a double team again on McGrady. Wesley to Juwan, who's wide open. And that's moving the ball away from the double team.
Yes, and that's what they didn't do in the first half. They're moving the basketball. These scores are not the result of one-on-one moves, but the result of assists. And when the Rockets are playing well, their assist total is high.
Kirilenko takes it inside. How many steps did he get?
Yeah, it was that international movement right there. That's not a call. You just go ahead and move any way you want to until you shoot it.
2-point lead by Utah. Wesley to James. James gets it down that baseline, floats it up and in. Mike James with 8 points. Game tied again. Isley, after playing at Utah behind Stockton, went to the New York Knicks. And Harpring gets free down underneath.
Usually that doesn't happen to the Rockets, where a man gets wide open under the basket. Nobody picks him up.
Again, a 2-point lead by Utah. There's the double team on McGrady again. James giving it up. Yao Ming with a hook shot to tie it up again at 52.
Utah right now is doubling Tracy on pick and roll every time. So then that leaves somebody wide open. Rockets are really, really moving the basketball.
He hurt them so much in the first quarter. I thought that was pretty smart. I think what Jerry Sloan says is beat me with somebody else.
You improved that you can beat me with him. Let's try another player.
That's right. Andre Kirilenko going to be way short on that shot. And Wesley comes out of there with it. Up ahead to Mike James. James, great pass. Juwan Howard gets the basket. He has 11 points.
That's what the Rockets have to do. Get some easy baskets. You've got to get up and down, outlet the ball. You cannot walk it up. You got to run it up.
Crowd shouting defense. Inside to Harpring, and a foul is called on McGrady, his second of the game.
See, Utah's running a little cutting plays, as you'll see it right now, as Howard runs the play. But defensively, the Rockets have got to watch it, because watch James look up, spot Howard, give it, and give Juwan Howard credit for running the floor. That's what big players have to do.
That's 11 points for Howard now. James has 10, McGrady with 16. And a turnover by Utah. It's 11 turnovers by the Jazz, 7 by Houston.
The turnovers have hurt the Jazz all year. They've got about 100 more turnovers than their opponents, and that means they have less looks at the basket.
Good point. Jazz average 16 turnovers per game. That's the fourth most in the league. Mike James hits a three. Well, he's settled down now. He's out of that fast lane, coach. He's settled down to about 65.
Yeah, he's not near as nervous. He's got, after making one little drive and layup shot, now your confidence gets better. That's what you have to do.
That was the first three of the game, and Raja Bell answers with a 2. Bell with 6 points. Rockets up by 3. Well, James takes it down to Yao Ming. Yao's got Collins behind him. He'll work on that, and a whistle. And the foul is called on Jaron Collins. So we have a timeout on the court with 5:54 left to play in the third quarter, and Jerry Sloan watching his Jazz trail by 3. Well, do you still have your jump shot? On April 2nd and 3rd, the entire Toyota Center block becomes a street ball heaven for the big blacktop battle presented by AmeriGroup. Pick up an entry form at your local academy or 24-hour fitness location. Visit Rockets.com or call 713-758-7214 for all the details. Are you in? We hope so. Turnover Houston as Raja Bell gets it out of there.
Cannot throw the ball that low to a big 7'6" guy. You got to get it up high, give him an opportunity to catch it.
Okur now trying to post up on Yao Ming. Isley turns the corner, back to Bell. Bell drafted by Philadelphia, spent a couple of years there, played in Dallas, last year in Utah. He's really been a nice pickup for the Jazz.
Yeah, and he's made his shots count. He's not had a lot of shots, but he's been able to make those, put a lot of pressure on the Rocket defense.
1 point Houston lead. Swinging around. James from the corner with a miss. Rimmed it out. Kirilenko. Isley back to Bell. Somebody ought to get on him. Raja Bell hits again. That's 11 points.
See, on the weak side, the Rockets kind of play a little zone away from the ball, and that means that you're sagging too far off of Bell. You can't get that far from him. You better find him where he's at and cut him off.
Jazz now up by 2. Brady, and a foul is called on Kirilenko. Second foul on Kirilenko. That is the third team foul on the Jazz. The Rockets with 2. And Chris Humphreys, big 6'9" kid out of the University of Minnesota, will come in for Kirilenko.
Yes, and the second he comes in, you notice they switch him on to Juwan Howard. They get him off of Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac in the corner. There's that double team again, and Isley with a steal. Boy, it's an aggressive double team. They really get on him hard. Bell blocked by Yao Ming in the first row.
What a great block, though. He came from the weak side, stepped over, jumps up and blocks the shot. Watch it now. He comes over. Oh, what a block.
That's the second block of the game for Yao Ming. 19 on the shot clock for the Jazz. Utah leading it by 2. 4:15 left to play in the third quarter. Okur. He's on the drive, tries to shoot it over Yao. Yao says he'll have none of that. Gets the rebound. Over to Mike James. James backs it out, gives it up, and a foul on Humphreys.
The rookie's really struggling against these veteran players. And rookie, I mean, in experience and in every other area, they're just taking advantage of him, posting him, doing a lot of things to him.
Only Chicago and Phoenix have less experience than the Jazz. The Jazz average is slightly more than 3 years a player. A good point you make. And McGrady with an offensive foul, and McGrady now with 3 personal fouls. So the Rockets struggling, and you expected this. This is what you said before the game. Everybody was excited about Mike James being here, but they've only had 2 practices together.
It's what I thought the key to this basketball game was how well could they fit together. You're bringing in 2 new point guards is so vital to the position. It's just hard to adjust.
And where would you be without James today? He's got 13 points. Taking it inside, and the basket by Harpring. A lot of layups by the Jazz today. Rockets' interior defense not quite as strong as it's been in the past. That's 28 points in the paint by Utah.
But they've had great patience on offense. They pass the ball. They don't take quick shots. They move the ball so well. Their assist to field goal ratio is outstanding.
Wesley is open, and he hits. A 3-pointer for David Wesley. That's his first of the game, the second by Houston. 1 3-pointer by Wesley and 1 by Mike James.
Wesley came out at halftime, shot early, tried to get his confidence up, get his shot down.
That was a big basket by Wesley. Shot clock at 8 seconds. Down to 5, down to 4, down to 3, and Isley has to force one up, and it goes right down and through.
That was a prayer here on Sunday afternoon. Can you believe he made it going right, off balance, out of bounds?
All right, Wesley, back to James. T-Mac is open for a 3, and he hits it. So now the Rockets are starting to warm up a little bit. McGrady with 19 points, and the Jazz with a 1-point lead. Met Okur, got it inside, little fall away, short. Look at Harpring hustling there for the rebound and the foul on Howard. Or Humphreys, I should say.
That's what a young player will do, though. He'll bring that energy to you. You shoot the basketball, here comes Humphrey. He may not know how to guard Juwan Howard, but he'll be able to get an offensive rebound.
Timeout taken by Jerry Sloan. Jazz up by 1. Time to check in on today's AIG Big Man Watch. And Yao Ming, actually, they've done a pretty good job on Yao today, Coach.
Yeah, but we're going to have to go to Yao more. He's only got 8 points, 4 rebounds. He's going to have to get more touches. Let's see if somebody can find him, and if they double him, we'll go off of that. That's my wife, Bill, of 42 years, and that's my mother-in-law. She's 83 years old today, and she ain't going to like me saying that. Somebody asked me about my mother-in-law. Here's what she said. See, it didn't bother me when I wasn't the first choice of the Comets. I wasn't anywhere near the first choice because I wasn't even in my mother-in-law's top 10, buddy.
Well, there's a man looking for a little peace at home when he gets his mother-in-law.
Yeah, she's staying with us. What about that move, though, buddy?
I'm sure you've got that tape deck running right now.
Oh,
so
definitely.
You can show her when you get home that she made the air.
She told my wife, she said, Betty, I don't mind you marrying, but of all the boys in town, why'd you have to pick him?
Raja Bell taking it in on Mutombo with a miss. Wesley in the open court gets it up to John Barry, who just checked in. John pulls up, fires, hits. A long 2 for John Barry. And the Rockets have regained the lead by a point.
Is that unbelievable confidence, though? When you come into the game, had played a whole lot, touch the ball on the break and shoot the 3 or the 2.
Also helps when you've had 12 years of experience. There's a steal by Wesley. Rockets have the numbers if he gets it ahead. Barry tried to pass it off. T-Mac ends up with it. That was the only thing Barry could do to save it. It was going to go out of bounds. Over to Wesley. Wesley makes one extra pass inside to Mutombo and a foul on Okur. Barry's so smart. He saw Okur was caught on the backside of Mutombo. He'd have to foul him, and he did.
And see, you'll watch him save it. A lot of hustle behind his back. But you'll remember this. When you're passing into big people, you pass away from defenders. So many players just pass the ball. Barry is one of the best at passing away from where, so if you're on one side, he passes to the other.
Rockets had 7 assists at the half. You said they would have to improve on that. They have. They have 8 in this quarter.
And I thought that was the difference. In the first half, they did not move the basketball. They did not come up and down, and they did not share it. You think about it. The Jazz's ratio, you think about that. Their ratio of what? Field goals to assists.
Yeah, the Jazz lead the NBA in the highest ratio of assists to field goals made this season. And 65%. They're number 4 in the league at assists per game, and they got 22 already, Coach.
But you watch him run that offense, that cutting offense. They score at the end of passes.
That's better defense by Houston now. But Bell got open. They were double-teaming the ball. They found Raja Bell. He's had the hot hand here in the third quarter for Utah. That's 14 points for Raja Bell. 10 points in this quarter.
You got to know where he is, though. You've got to find him. Watch a little high post pick and roll. They're going to double it now. Somebody's going to be wide open.
And Barry, with a good ball movement down the baseline, draws the foul. And that's 5 team fouls on the Jazz, so John will be at the free throw line in the bonus situation. The Rockets still have a foul to give.
But when you come out defensively, you've heard this since you played in junior high basketball. Don't give up the baseline. The Jazz did.
John Barry in his 13th season out of Georgia Tech. His brother Brent, of course, playing in San Antonio. Their daddy, Rick Barry, a Hall of Famer, played here in Houston at the end of the 70s and 1980. Drew and Scooter, the other 2 brothers, a real basketball family. Under a minute left here in the third quarter. Rockets lead by 2. Isley gets between a couple of defenders, takes it all the way in for 2. What a move by Howard Isley.
Isley saw the double team. He knew Mutombo was outside. There was not a shot blocker inside for the Rockets. Carried to the basket. Now the Rockets might have a shot to go 2 for 1 or run the clock down.
Mary giving it up on the outside to McGrady. McGrady gets it inside, finger rolls it up, missed it. Mutombo gets it back. Rockets can go for the final shot now. No shot clock, 16 seconds. McGrady really upset.
Yes, they'll run it down. I don't think they'll screen and roll because Jeff does not want a double team. They'll allow him to go one-on-one against Harpring.
5 seconds. Down to 4, down to 3. McGrady. Ball knocked out of bounds by Utah. The Rockets will have 1.5 seconds. Now Jeff wants Yao Ming to check into the game. And he'll come in for Mutombo. Do you lob it up to Yao, or is he there as a decoy?
No, they're going to fake it to Tracy, and then step Yao Ming inside for a little lob and let him try it with a second and a half.
Okur's not going to let him. John giving it up to Yao. Yao had plenty of time. McGrady with the slam, but it came a little late. So in the third quarter, the two teams play to another standoff, 27-27. Elijah Bell with a 10-point quarter for Utah. Tied at 69 with 12 more minutes left to play. For every fast break point the Rockets score this season, Break Check will donate $20 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Houston. And today the Rockets have 14 fast break points, and that means the total donation so far this season is $9,000. Didn't look like going to be a lot of money donated at the start of the season, but the Rockets in the month of February are averaging 100 points a game.
With the addition of Bobby Sarah, he started running the ball, getting fast break points.
Barry to Wesley. Wesley on the drive, back to John. We have a whistle, and a foul is on Raja Bell. That's his first.
They're going to try to pop up Tracy McGrady right now and then run a little pick and roll with Juwan Howard. Watch for the Jazz to double it.
Tracy to the basket, finger rolls it up, and this time he gets it to go. 21 points for T-Mac. This is his quarter. He likes to take over in the fourth. Rockets would be happy to see him do it again today. Utah has been tough to shake. The Jazz playing awfully good defense here, and the Rockets trying to get some kind of team chemistry going here late in the game. We have a whistle and a foul on Tracy McGrady, and that's his fourth foul of the game. So he has 4 fouls as we head into the fourth quarter.
Give the Jazz credit for what they're doing. They're able to move the ball. They're staying in. They're playing tough defense. They're making the Rockets earn every shot. You have to take Tracy McGrady out. Yao comes back in, but Yao's only had 3 shots, Bill, since the first quarter. He's got to get some more touches some way, somehow. Maybe carry it to the strong side, fake it to him, and then bring it back to the weak side, but he's got to have some more shots.
McGrady and Mutombo come out of the game. Yao Ming will come in, along with Ryan Bowen. He missed that one bad. Yao couldn't get it, and that's going to be another offensive rebound by the Utah Jazz. 71-69 Houston.
Bill, when you get 2 free throws missed, you got to be able to convert that, get the ball. You need a little separation somehow.
Boy, that's the latest whistle I've ever heard. That was a great fake. And I guess you got to take your cap off. Watch Isley here. He just keeps falling out of bounds. There was just not enough. That was right in our line of sight. And you see he's complaining because the whistle came so late. So Yao Ming now with 4 fouls. So McGrady with 4 and Yao with 4. Kirilenko, nice little fake on Bowen. Gives it up to Humphries. It's blocked by Yao Ming, and he gets the rebound. Knocked away by Okur. Ball is loose. Look at the Jazz go after the loose ball. Humphries misses again, and Okur tips it up and in.
That's at halftime. Tom Thibodeau talked about it. Too many hustle points by their forwards, their small forwards, their power forwards.
The inability of Yao to hang on to the ball. He had the rebound twice. Going down to Yao. Yao turns on the baseline, left the ball behind. He's just having trouble holding on to it today.
Yeah, when he gets in foul trouble early, looks like to me he really struggles. It's not in. He's going to have to learn to play with getting 2 fouls early.
So the game is tied at 71. Humphries. Nice pass inside to Okur, who's wide open again. Humphreys was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year as he played at Minnesota. And he came out early, first-round draft choice of Utah, and he's contributing some big minutes here in the absence of Boozer. The Rockets call a timeout, and they're in a little bit of trouble right now with 10:01 left to play in the game. Let's take a look at today's D.R. Horton game summary, and the Rockets just not shooting the ball very well in the first half. And the bench points coming slow for Houston.
Yes, but points in the paint right now. Who would ever thought that Utah would outscore Houston 34-22 in the paint, especially without their big guy Boozer in the lineup?
Well, the big key, Coach, 12 offensive rebounds for Utah. Yao Ming is open and hits. That time, he took his time, got his legs under him. He has 10 points. And the game is tied at 73. James right up on Isley now. Comes out to help on defense. Okur is open from the top, misses, and another rebound. And Humphreys throws it away. Well, I thought he did. Apparently, they're going to say Houston knocked it out of bounds, so the Jazz get it back. But that's 13 offensive rebounds by the Jazz.
And right now, they're just taking their young players and just fighting. When it's shot, I think this would open up the opportunity for the Rockets to fast break.
Okur wants the ball. Going to work on Pageant. Karolinko goes through. Okur leans inside, draws the foul. He'll shoot two. He'll overpower Pageant now. Okur, big, strong, 6'11".
Yeah, but I think the Rockets have got to have a different matchup. I think it's Pageant against Humphreys and Yao Ming against Okur, because he could just lay back then and not let Okur overpower him like Pageant did.
Okur was a second-round draft pick by the Detroit Pistons in the 2001 NBA draft. And as we said earlier, won a championship with Detroit and in Detroit last year. Had appeared in 71 games with the Pistons, averaging almost 10 points a game, and then signed a free agent contract with Utah. And they got better in a hurry when they signed Okur and Boozer.
Yes, if their big guy don't get hurt and go down, this is going to be a Karolinko. If he doesn't go down, it's going to be a really good year for them.
Jazz back up by 2 now, 12 of 14 from the free throw line for the Utah Jazz. Down to Yao Ming. Okur right behind him. Karolinko comes over to help out, knocks it away. Barry saves it back to Yao. Yao turns to the basket and rimmed it out. My goodness gracious, he was right there at the lip of the cup. Bell pulls it up, goes to Karolinko. Good save. Looking to Okur. Okur working it again. Gets a double team. Back to Bell. That's not working for Houston because Okur got it back to Bell. They're trying to double Okur. Bell with 17.
Yao had dunked the last basketball. Don't shoot a layup like a 6-foot guard. Throw it down.
Mike James hits from the outside. The pick and roll. James, Barry, Yao, Pageant, and Bowen. (78-75), Jazz by 3. Still plenty of time. 8:10 left to play in the game. Fights through that pick. Humphreys over Yao for 2, and he's starting. You can see it in his face. He's gaining more confidence.
Every time he touches the ball right now, whoever Yao is guarding, they're bringing outside, making Yao guard outside. They'll switch if they have to.
James to the basket. No, he goes to Barry, and Barry was thinking about passing it and never caught it.
We're talking about Barry making a good pass. I did not think Barry had that pass was not a pass he could catch and go up and shoot. Now you look at it right now. Turnovers 12-12.
Jazz by 5 points. Biggest lead of the game for Utah. Isley directing traffic. Takes it inside, forces up the shot, missed it, tipped up again. Rockets can't get the basketball. Now Bowen finally gets it to Barry. Barry has one man to beat. And good catch by Mike James. He'll put up the jumper. He misses. Rebound Ryan Bowen puts it up. He's fouled.
But I think by the same token, I think Coach Van Gundy in time will get Mike James to where he will give up the basketball or not look for his shot quite so much and give it up to somebody else, maybe Tracy, maybe John Barry.
Pretty rare territory for Ryan Bowen. He's taken only 4 free throws this season. Matt Harpring will check back in. And those are some good minutes now. They're seeing out of Chris Humphreys, who played only 1 year in college. So they expect some big things out of this young guy. He's going to grow into that job.
And you've got to be excited about a player that you draft like that. That's only played 1 year of college. Who's come in and contributing like he is at this time.
So Bowen was 2 for 4. He's now 3 for 5. 3 for 6. 4-point lead by Utah. Karolinko going to work again on Pageant and a foul on Pageant. That's all Pageant can do. Scotty just simply overpowered there by Karolinko, and McGrady will check back into the lineup. And Pageant will come out.
Yes, now the Rockets go small outside of Yao Ming. This puts Ryan Bowen. He was at the 3. Now he goes to the 4. You bring Tracy in. But this is the matchup that Jeff has to do to match what Utah is doing.
While T-Mac was out, Utah outscored Houston 11-5. Karolinko with the reversal for 2. Great shot.
What a play to go inside under the basket off balance. This is a special player, and as he gets older, look out in the NBA.
82-76. Biggest lead of the game for the Jazz, 6 points. McGrady misses. Okur with a rebound. The Rockets shooting 48%. Karolinko on the drive, knocked away by James. He gets it back to Barry. Barry puts it up, and he is fouled on the play. He'll shoot 2.
The Rockets, you watch it now in this play. Karolinko goes by Tracy McGrady, goes by Yao Ming. What a shot. But the Rockets needed that steal. They needed the conversion. Barry needs to make the free throw. You've got to get back in the game. You cannot afford to let Utah have an 8 or 9 point lead.
Rockets that was their 28th free throw of the game. Houston 22 of 28 for 79%. And Barry gets them both. 8 points for John Barry. Rockets still trailing it by 4 points. Keep the cloud outside to Raja Bell. Rockets need to really play some pressure defense now. And there it is as McGrady knocks it out of bounds. 5 on the shot clock for the Utah Jazz as we have a timeout on the court. So the Rockets are trailing by 4 points with 5:52 left to play. Jazz up by 4 with 5:52 left to play. Time to check out today's Royce Builders blocked shots, and so far the Rockets have 7 blocks. The total donation to RoyceBuilders.com Foundation for Youth so far this season, $12,200.
Bill, that money's going to make some kid happy because they're going to have the opportunity to go to college. And you want to equalize your life, so to speak. Going to college, I just think it's such a great thing for you.
That's right, Coach. If you can't get the education, you just can't make it in this world.
And we're honoring teachers here today. Not only that, a group that meant so much to so many people. I have 3 children that are teaching right now. I was a high school mathematics teacher for 14 years, Bill.
Well, teachers are our greatest asset. Harpring brings it in and hits, and the Jazz are really primed for an upset here today. They are playing very good basketball, 84-78, and the Rockets have to get it going now. They're getting down into the crunch time. T-Mac coming off that pick, takes it to the basket and draws the foul. It's the dirty work, but that's the way you get to the line in the NBA.
You got to be able to take it. The Rockets have got to have some stands. Jerry Sloan ran a tremendous play out of bounds with 5 seconds on the shot clock. But James, now this is what James has to do. He's an orchestrator of this offense, not a person that's going to be the one that's making the shots. James has got to get the ball now at crunch time to Yao and Tracy McGrady. Let them make shots, and then when they double team those two players, then he has an opportunity.
Tracy said he was going to come out, be more aggressive. He was in the first quarter, but the Jazz tweaked their defense a little bit. They have aggressively double-teamed him.
Yeah, right now they're sending their point guard to double him. If he has it in the open court, if he runs screen and roll, they double with the screener.
Well, Tracy misses both free throws. Yao missed a couple of free throws earlier. So the Rockets now have missed 8 free throws in this game, and Raja Bell hasn't missed a thing.
It's not long until Coach will have to take a timeout, Coach Van Gundy, because when you're down 8 points, they don't squander a lot of offensive opportunities. I'm talking about the Jazz.
Memphis won a big game in San Antonio last night. And they've been without Pau Gasol, but they really played big. There's a turnover by Houston. So Memphis, the Grizzlies are going to pick up a full game here if the Rockets can't win this game in that battle for the 6th playoff seed.
Yeah, but I think you got to go back to your regular rotation.
And it's tipped up and in by Raja Bell.
By a guard. That offensive rebounds is the difference. That's why they have so many more shots than Houston has right now. Jeff has to take a timeout.
The Utah Jazz have 17 offensive rebounds, and because of that, the Jazz have attempted 20 more shots than Houston. And it's a 10-point Utah lead. Rockets bringing in now, trailing by 10 points. Yao Ming back out to Wesley. One extra pass to James. James to the basket, invents a shot, missed it. Okur made him change the shot. Coach, Yao Ming and T-Mac have not shot the ball very much.
Yeah, they've had 4 shots in the second half apiece. They've got to look at T-Mac's got to get involved right now.
And the Rockets are able to get the ball away from the Jazz. This is the best defensive game plan. I bet some other teams look at this Utah defense now.
Yes, but it's time for T-Mac to step up. His teammates are struggling. They're doubling him now. He's got to make plays.
Ron Howard down to Yao Ming. Turns, fires, hits. 3:50 left to play.
Okur asked him how long did he get in the lane. Okur, I'd agree with you. You might have had 7 or 8 seconds, but you're not going to get that call with 3:45 to go.
Yao Ming with 12 points. Cloud on the perimeter. Rockets almost have to pitch a shutout now with 3.5 minutes left to play. They can't afford too many more buckets. Okur turns it inside, finger rolls it, misses. Juwan Howard with a rebound to Wesley. Wesley gets it up the court in a hurry. Mike James for a 3. Get in. Oh, it went in and came out. And the rebound to McLeod. Oh, that ball went down for a second.
Now, to be a guy here, that would have been a tremendous shot. But now the Jazz are a patient offensive basketball team anyhow. They're going to be one now with an 8-point lead.
Five on the shot clock. Harpring. Oh, boy. Every big shot the Jazz have been able to make, and Matt Harpring with 22 points.
See, they run a little play then. Every time they've run a play for him, Harpring has hit the last 2 shots.
Wesley with the jumper, and he got the roll. David Wesley with 8.
See, I didn't think it would reach. Good play. Now they'll try to pressure. I'm talking about the Rockets.
2:26, 2:25 and counting left to play in the game. Low to Harpring, who already has 22. Fade away, and he hits again. Matt Harpring with every big shot. That's 24 points, 21 for Raja Bell. And the Rockets are really struggling now with 2 minutes left to play in the game, down by 10. Wesley tries to make it 8, and he does. Maybe a little too little, too late.
Rockets Rockets had to have a defensive stop. They got to have a steal. They cannot let Matt Harpring score this time.
Karolinko to Harpring again. Oh, boy. 3 straight for Matt Harpring. 26 points. And the Rockets are going to call a timeout, but looks like right now the Jazz trying to extend that losing streak for Houston to 3 games. Matt Harpring has been the man for Utah with 26 points. 1:34 left to play. So here in the Toyota Center, the Utah Jazz trying to pull off an upset and win the series this season 2-1. And today's Gatorade Endurance player will be Juwan Howard. Juwan, with 35 minutes played, has 11 points and 9 rebounds in the 35 minutes played. But the Utah Jazz defensive scheme on Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming has been very effective today.
What they're doing is every time Tracy touches that outside, they're doubling him with the person who screens on the ball. Anytime it goes to Yao, immediately. So many teams wait on Yao to make a move to the basket and then double him. They are sending a point guard, or Karolinko goes sometimes and just leaves Tracy, and then they rotate over to Tracy. What they're saying is, Yao, you and Tracy McGrady are not going to beat us. Somebody else is.
All right, when other teams did that earlier, what was Sura doing to counteract that?
Oh, Sura would do this. Just grab the ball and run it to the hole, make you stop him. He wouldn't settle for that shot if he was missing it. He would then penetrate, and then at that time you had to double him, and he kicked it to somebody else.
So that's something that Mike James will have to learn to do now as he gets himself acclimated into this rotation for the Houston Rockets.
And now the Rockets are going to go with three guards and Tracy McGrady, and then they're going to have to try to pressure the ball. And then somewhere in here you're going to have to put up some 3 balls.
All right, James will bring it in. He'll have Wesley, Barry. T-Mac jumps out. He'll fire it, and he misses it. Barry with the offensive rebound. Gives it right back to T-Mac. And Tracy to the rack for 2. Pressure now by Houston. McLeod gets it across to Harpring. Harpring has 8 points in this quarter, and we have a foul on Mike James.
You see, I don't care what a guy's shooting, whether it's good or bad. You don't want to foul a guy that has 26 points, red hot. James has got 5 fouls at this time, but that's not, I don't think, that important with 1:20. But don't put Harpring to the line with the. Then you give him an opportunity to make 2.
And he's an excellent free throw shooter. Harpring has 9 points in this quarter, going for 10, including the last 7 straight. And this is a season high now for Matt Harpring.
See, when you're in a rhythm from shooting outside shots, when you go to the free throw line, that rhythm just carries over. You're not going to miss a free throw. The Rockets had to foul another player.
That's 28 points for Matt Harpring. Harpring from a very athletic family. Everybody, his brothers, his father, everybody athletes on the collegiate level. Mike James is open, and he hits a 3. So that's the second 3. Mike James with 18 points. McLeod in the open court to Harpring again. 1 minute left to play in the game. No fouls yet. 96-89. Well, giving it up. Okur takes it inside, and it counts. And he's fouled, and that should do it. The foul on John Barry.
Take our hats off to the Utah Jazz. They come in here without Boozer. They did a job tonight. Harping, the whole basketball team, they played, they executed their offense, they shot it, they offensive rebounded like no team has done it on the Rockets since early in December.
They started the season with Carlos Arroyo at the point guard. He got hurt and then got in the doghouse of Jerry Sloan, and he has been traded. And now they've got Raul Lopez, the other point guard on the injured list. There's Karolinko with a block and saved it. Boozer is hurt. Lopez out for the rest of the season, and they survived 26 games with Karolinko, their best player, on the injured list. Whenever you face a Jerry Sloan team, you better be ready to play. And the Rockets started out very fast. but Utah's had all the answers. 14 seconds left. James will put up another three, and he hits another one. 21 points for Mike James. And James with a steal puts up a 20. Footer, but he was out of bounds. That's why it was a little out of his range, because he was standing over there on the bench. Today's Landry Signature Group player of the game. We're going to call it Raja Bell for the big second half. Raja will receive a $50 gift card from the Landry Signature Group of restaurants. Bell with 21, but Harpring with 28.
That's it.
So that'll do it. The Utah bench outscoring Houston 30-13, and the Jazz pulling off an upset for its 18th victory this season. Once again, the final score, the Jazz 99 and the Rockets 92. The next telecast is Tuesday in Chicago. Rockets versus the Chicago Bulls. Coverage begins at 7 on FSN Southwest. Stay tuned now. The Busch Light Southwest Sports Report is next.
Is it good evening or is it good afternoon? We're not used to this.
Either or.
Hi again, I'm Kevin Eschenfelder, along with Emily Jones. Welcome to a Rockets postgame edition of the Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. Plenty more to come from the Toyota Center. That is on the way in just a matter of moments.
Of course, now the Houston Rockets have dropped 3 straight, thanks today to a 99-92 loss to the Utah Jazz. The All-Star break, perhaps the worst thing to happen to this team. They'd won 8 straight coming in and now have lost 3
They
straight.
went in on a roll, and now they are reeling. All right, when the Rockets point guard Bobby Sura tweaked his surgically repaired back during the All-Star break, the Rockets learned just how important he is to this team. After dropping 2 straight without Sura, Rockets GM Carol Dawson paid Bob the ultimate compliment by acquiring not 1, but 2 players to help replace him in the lineup. Today, the new-look Rockets for the first time with Moochie Norris back in uniform and always a crowd favorite. Moochie wouldn't play too much today, about 9 minutes, but did hit his first basket since being traded to the New York Knicks back on December 30th of 2004. Then it's Yao Ming inside with the jam. That's a high percentage shot over Andre Karolinko. Rockets up 4 early on. This one was tied at halftime. Theo Radcliffe, the other new Rocket, Mike James, and Mike James with his first bucket, 42-42 at the break. James on the break. He will find Juwan Howard, and Juwan puts the Rockets up by 2. Then with the shot clock running down, Howard Isaac. This is the kind of day it was for the Utah Jazz. And that counts. Tied at 69 after 3. Go to the fourth quarter. This is where it would be decided because there are no ties in basketball. Andre Karolinko, AK-47 with a circus shot, puts the Jazz up by 3. Later, Raja Bell, who had 21 in the game, he gets it to go. Utah Jazz outscore the Rockets 30-23 in the final frame, and they win it by a score of 99-92. Matt Harpring with 28 points as he leads all scorers. McGrady at 23. James had 21 points for the Rockets in his debut, while Yao Ming had a dozen. Bill Worrell, like we had never heard him before because he was speechless last time we talked to him. So we're going to try this again. Bill Worrell and Van Chancellor, can you hear us?
Oh, we struck out. No, it's only 2 strikes. We'll go one more time.
I knew that was coming. She hasn't been around you long enough to know, Bill, that was coming. I'm sorry.
I bet the audio guy in Dallas was probably going nuts trying that board.
You better check the lug nuts on your car on the way home.
We wanted Van Chancellor, gave you a little pantomime there at the first, but what we were talking about was the offensive rebounding by the Utah Jazz, and they really had a good game plan, didn't they, Coach?
Yeah, they did 2 things. They went to the offensive boards. They did not shoot the ball extremely well all night long. They just went to the boards and rebounded. And then defensively, what a plan by Jerry Sloan. When Yao touched it, they doubled from anybody and everybody. When Tracy touched it, they doubled out on the perimeter. They limited their touches in the second half, so they come away with a 7-point win.
Matt Harpring with 28 points. That was a new season high. But Raja Bell had a stretch in the middle of the third quarter when the Rockets tried to close in. He had 10 points.
And what he did, he ran a little downstream curl, and he came off of that curl, and David could not get over it. And then when they doubled off and helped on the weak side, they reversed the basketball. He just stepped up and shot it. When you shoot the ball that well from outside, you're hard to defend. Give Bell credit.
And, of course, everybody expecting the Rockets to win today except the Utah Jazz. as they didn't cooperate. They win the series 2 out of 3. Mike James with 21 for a good first game for Houston.
Yeah, I thought James played well, but when you're as young as Utah, you don't know what your record is. You don't know what you did last game. You don't know you've lost 7 or 8 in a row or whatever. You just come out and play basketball, and when you get a little lead late in the fourth quarter, you think you're real good.
So Emily and Kevin, Utah Jazz spoil Mike James' first game with the Houston Rockets, and we're glad you could hear from us this time as we give it back to you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to it. Randy McAvoy. This is Sports Sunday. We're going to start it off tonight with the Rockets. And if there was a way, just one way to rewind to before the All-Star break, I think Jeff Van Gundy would do it, right? The 8-game roll, now a 3-game losing streak after the Rockets fall to the Jazz this afternoon. Let's take you out to Toyota Center and check it out. Some new faces in that lineup. There's one of them, Mike James, his first game as a Rocket. We'll show him in a minute. Right now, it's T-Mac going strong to the rim, 2 of his 23 on the day. And then early in the fourth quarter, more T-Mac. Nifty little finger roll right there. Rockets up 71-69. Then it's Mike James, the new guy. His turn to get into the act. Brings the Rockets to within 3, 78-75. He would finish with 19. But late in the fourth, it's Matt Harpring's show. The Rockets simply had no answers for this guy. And they're going to fall to Utah, 99-92, their third straight loss since the All-Star break.
I love my team. I hate the toughness we're playing with. I absolutely love those guys. They have no idea where they're heading right now. They had 17 second shots. We had 22 defensive rebounds. We're just getting outworked.
With Bobby being out, because he is that tough guy. He is that guy that don't really care about anybody on the opposing team. He is that one guy. And I think when he's in there, it kind of carries over to everybody else. Now that he's out, you know, we just a bunch of nice guys on the basketball court.
Well, thrown right into the mix just days after becoming a Rocket. How about Mike James making his first start of the season and was very comfortable offensively. 19 points, 7 of 15 shooting today. He played 34 minutes and will be carrying that kind of load at least until Bob Sura comes back.
You know, my nerves was going crazy in the beginning. I won't say I was nervous. I just had nerves. And so once I calmed down and then at halftime, you know, I just came out and just continued to just relax. My coaching staff just told me to just relax. I felt real good with these guys. It's an easy team to play for. You know, there's no pressure on me. I don't have to do much except spot up and, you know, try to get the ball to our superstars.
That was the reception Moochie Norris received from the crowd at Toyota Center this afternoon. Moochie returns to the Rockets after the trade that sent him to the Knicks a year ago December. Moochie played 9 minutes today, scored just 2 points, but he is happy to be back and contribute any way he can.
The crowd just made me feel, you know, at home. It was just like, you know, walking into your house and it's your birthday or something. Everybody just surprising you. It was special.
And we're joined now by John Barry, guard for the Rockets at Toyota Center. John, thanks for being on Sports Sunday tonight. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. I wish it was a little bit happier moment.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the 3-game losing streak. Put it into perspective for us if you can. What's the difference with this team right now before All-Star break and post-All-Star break?
We've basically wilted in the fourth quarter, all 3 ball games. Seattle, we had a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter. Lost that. San Antonio was a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. Lost that. And Utah tonight manhandled us in the fourth quarter as well. You know, when the chips have been down and you got to be tough mentally, we haven't been able to do it.
Is there a sense of urgency right now? Because everybody talked about how fast of a start this team needed to get off of here after the All-Star game, and here you are now right now looking at a 3-game losing streak. Is the urgency there at this point?
Well, I think any time in the second half when you're in a playoff race and things are as close as they are, the sense of urgency is definitely there. We understand we have one of the tougher schedules in the NBA. We just have to play better. I don't think we're panicking right now, but certainly we're upset with the way the last 3 ball games have gone. And we're going to have to go out back on the road and regroup.
Let's talk about the guard rotation, John, if you can. Mike James now on board, had 21 points in his debut today. What happens, I guess, is the question when Bob Sura comes back. All of a sudden, you're looking at some more pretty good depth with this team.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need Bobby back. Obviously, we've missed him, his toughness, his ability to rebound, and just have a great all-around game for us. So I'm sure Bobby will come back and start, and Mike will back him up. David Wesley, I'll back up David, and Trace would be at the 3. So we've got plenty of guys that can play. It's just a matter of us being a little more mentally tough in the fourth quarters.
You came over from Atlanta in a trade just like we had the moves this past week with Mike James, Vin Baker, Moochie Norris. Talk about a transition when you join a new club, and in their case, they're joining here in the second half in a key part of the year.
Well, it's an easy excuse to say today we had a new starter and things weren't going well and this and that, but the bottom line is that Mike was very comfortable. Offensively wasn't the problem tonight. Defensively we were bad. Mike is a proven player in this league. He was on a championship team last year, so he knows what he's doing and he'll know how to fit in. And I'm not really worried about that. It's just our mental game has got to get better. And it's going to be tough going to Chicago. They played well. Washington, another good team in the East, so we're going to have to mount up here and get us a win in Chicago.
After the game, Jeff Van Gundy says, "I love this team, but I hate the toughness." Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's what I've been talking about, and we do have a great team when we're playing well, and we just haven't played well. We've got to turn it around as quickly as possible, or we're going to be out of this race.
All right, John Barry, guard for the Rockets. Thanks for your time tonight, John. We appreciate it. Good luck as you start, 6 of your next 7 on the road. We appreciate your time.
You got it. Thanks.